I'm Isaac Hoskins. That sounds very angry, like tough guy. Hey, I'm Isaac Hoskins, and I was in that band.
Awesome. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Yeah, man. Like to say up top, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I wanted to do it anyway.
Mm.
You recognize that?
Oh, yeah.
I think that was the first podcast I ever listened to.
It was the first podcast I was ever addicted to.
Yeah.
I think I've listened to every single minute of that whole thing, maybe twice.
It was the Brian Henneman one.
Yeah?
That's
Was that
his
the
name,
first
right?
one you heard?
Yeah.
Brian Henneman from the Bottle Rocket?
Yeah, because I don't know why someone was like, oh, it was because of that clip about him talking about the first Wilco album, and that they heard they were there in Memphis, like waiting on an amp to be delivered, and nothing could happen until this, like, Vox AC30 got delivered, and they got the demos, Jay Farrar's demos for Trace, and that there was just like you could hear a pin drop in the room, that it was just like, oh,
shit.
Okay, yeah,
this is what we're up against. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, we're sitting here waiting on an amp, and
they've got it done.
Yeah. Or it was just the demos,
That's a great
but it was
record,
like
too.
It was just like that. Just hearing the songs in their naked form was like, well, we ain't gonna beat this.
Oh, it was okay. It was just a demo.
I think so.
Yeah, I think you're
I think
right.
so. But it's just like, doesn't matter what we do, they ain't gonna, these songs are it.
Yeah, I think we know who won that battle in the long run.
Well, yeah, yeah. I think we do.
Kind of sucks, I'm a fan of both, but who knows? I guess to each his own.
Yeah. What's been going on with you, man?
Just been playing a bunch of gigs, man. That's about it.
Yeah.
Playing shows, hunting ducks, paying bills,
Yeah.
That's about it.
Is it going good?
So far, yeah. It's going great. Yeah, things are good.
Yeah. Busy time of year?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was literally just at home learning like Christmas songs for a couple shows we got coming up not far from here. At a very large place, not far from where we're at right
I think
now.
I know the place.
So, yeah, it's busy. I generally make it as busy as I want it to be, and I've gotten pretty good at that. So that's good.
Do you want it to be busy all the time?
No.
No?
No way. I mean, I want it to be busy enough for me to make money and feel productive and have a good time, but I like to hunt ducks too, so
yeah.
December and January is kind of, it's just as much as I can get away with not doing.
Yeah. That's great. I have a hard time turning down work.
Yeah. I was pretty bad about that a couple of years ago because I kept thinking that something bigger was around the corner, and that never happened. So I learned my lesson real quick. This like bird in the hand kind of deal.
Yeah. I definitely don't think I'm ever going to arrive anywhere and decide, okay, that was enough, and be able to go, oh, I can slow down now or anything like that.
Right.
But I currently feel like if I stop at any point, or if I try to relax or just even take my foot off the gas, that it doesn't coast. It just stops. Things go cold,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get that.
And I find there's things that I want to say no to sometimes. I'm like, I'll just hold on to it until something better comes along. And then whenever that gig comes around, I'm like, well, here we are. We're going to go do this gig I didn't want to do.
I find myself doing that same thing. I don't know. I'm trying to get better at putting myself out there to try to grab those better gigs.
Yeah.
But it's easy to get complacent with the stuff that I know I'm going to have every month too. So who knows? It's going good though. Things are all right, man. I just try to ramp it up throughout the whole year. That way I can kind of take a break. January is the goal, is to like reset, like everyone does.
Yeah.
Get healthy again.
Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah.
Well, how'd you get into this? How'd you get into writing? music?
Man, that's a good question. I don't really know. Like, I remember being in school and wanting to write songs and stuff because I just loved the stories. Tom T. Hall songs and Jim Croce songs, all kinds of those types of things just wrapped me up from a very young age. So I always wanted to try to do that. And then I had an English teacher in, I think, my freshman year of high school that was like, "You're really good at this." And that was the first time that I had really been very good. I was an okay athlete, but just okay, So I think that the feeling of like being good at something and also enjoying the process of it. So, I mean, I guess I could say as a teenager.
Yeah.
But I didn't really take to note that that could potentially be a viable source of income and like a way to live your life until I came to Texas and saw that people were doing that like I didn't have to be on MTV
right
to still have a sustainable career, as a musician, a songwriter, that there was a place for that, but it was definitely not Wichita, Kansas.
Was that just creative writing or poetry or what?
A lot of it was just, like creative writing, and even a lot of it was just like nonfiction, just straight storytelling. Mm-hmm. I would tell. I think I got that from my mother. My mother's a really good storyteller too. She frames things well, and she makes sure that everyone in the room kind of understands where we're at and takes everyone along. And I think I learned from that as a kid, because I hear other people tell stories now, and it drives me insane to see them, and like half the room is confused, like, what? Okay, where are we at now? Who's talking, or what's going on? So I started to realize that, okay, this isn't something that everyone's good at,
Yeah.
So
I find that about myself. Like I'll go back way too far. I can't just go, hey, this person. I'm like, this is how I met this person, and then we go way too far back into the story to go, I probably just could have said this was some random person. I didn't need to introduce them really.
I found that I do that too. I have to consider that, like, who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
The audience, which I guess is part of my job now. But I had to consider, like, okay, is this person going to care about all this other crap that I've got included in here? Is anybody going to care that guitar that they're touching was made by this guy who was in this band with this other guy? Or am I the only one of, like, 5 people who would give a damn about that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have to still tap the brakes on that for myself sometimes. But
do you think about that when you're writing?
What part?
Like framing it, or
oh yeah,
100%. how much info to leave in and leave out?
I've gotten much better at the editing part, but I used to. I mean, you've known me long enough to know that like some of my songs were like epic 9-minute tales.
Sure.
That had to be trimmed and trimmed and trimmed, and the ones that I was just adamant about them having to be the way they were, they're still that long. But There's other ones. I rarely write something like that anymore. I've gotten much better at, because there's an art in like making things somewhat ambiguous, because that's where people can insert their own life.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what makes people really get into what you're doing, is when they can see themselves or somebody that they know in your art. At least that's how it is for me. Like I could hear a Jim Croce song or hear John Prine or somebody, and the story's really interesting, but the thing that makes it grab you is the fact that somebody like that dude. You met that guy.
You've been there. You've been that guy.
Yeah, you've been that guy yourself.
Yeah.
And, there's just something about humans that want to feel like they're a part of something, even if it's just one of 2 people who knew that guy,
I know enough about you and your songs to know that there's a lot of you in there. Those details are for sure like something that they're real. Mm-hmm. Do you call upon other things too to throw in there, or is everything kind of have to come Like, are the details mostly from you? Or do you find yourself kind of sourcing other things, other stories and things?
You know, like if I hear somebody say something that is interesting or funny, then obviously that's going to go somewhere. There's a Rolodex or two in my head of sayings but you know, I can't really grab a hold of somebody's memories or somebody's emotions, you know.
Sure.
So most everything is going to be filtered through the Isaac Hoskins has been there and done that filter, you know. Whether I think like something may look like it's applicable to a position in a song, this may not even make sense to somebody on audio recording, but there may be something that looks like on paper it would fit, but it doesn't make me feel that emotion the same way that another phrase or something would. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
So I guess tossed out.
Yeah, it'll just go away, you know. And I'll save it in the shoebox in my mind of things that didn't work that time. It used to really drive me crazy because I would like try to make things work, and before I knew it, I had changed the entire song just to make this one phrase fit in. Mm-hmm. And it was a waste of time, and the song never got used. So I had to figure out how to not be so in love with those turns of phrase or those little rhymes or understand that there will be another song, dude. Like, just let it be, you know? So
that's cool. That's interesting to think about. So, like, even if you had something that sounded so perfect in your mind, trying to fit it into this story is like, it's not what you say but what you're trying to say.
Yeah. And there are times, too, where, you know, let's be real. It's like, especially as a young songwriter, you want to out Bob Dylan, and before you know it, you've written, you know, the next what's that Bruce Springsteen song where every song or every word rhymes? It's like
Blinded by the Light.
Yeah, Blinded by the Light. You know, it's which is great, but it's been done. You know, So. Yeah, I have to stay on task. You know, I've got a little bit of ADD when it comes to that. So like learning how to edit, but also learning how to like tap the brakes on that before I go way too far down the road where I'm going to have to just burn the song. Mm-hmm. That's, I think, a skill in itself, and I'm getting better at it, I think. But
it almost looks like when you see those things about, like, I've seen way too many documentaries about Bruce Springsteen, I think, when you see like, oh, I have this whole journal that got whittled down to this great 3.5 minute song.
Oh, like Wings for Wheels, that DVD?
Yeah, any of them.
Yeah.
Or The Promise or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh yeah, well, it seems like he still writes a fucking epic and then edits it down to a cool pop song.
I think that's the true genius of it all, is like, at least for... Like some of my favorite writers, James McMurtry is one of them too, that can take what seems to be a 3-hour film and distill it down into 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. Finding the most pertinent and interesting points, also informing everybody of what's really happening here, but then leaving enough space for them to put themselves inside of it that's where the art is, I think. You know.
So you mentioned Tom T. Hall and Croce.
Yeah.
So back then, when does it first occur to you to like do that with the guitar?
Oh man, I don't know. You know, like the first time I ever really decided that like I thought a guitar was cool, I saw a video of Jimi Hendrix, you know. But I don't know why, but I never really put the two together. And I don't know that I knew that there was a guy who sat somewhere and tried to write songs. I just thought that they existed, you know?
I mean,
I remember like one of my first musical memories ever is like, I think my family, we'd all gotten together in Woodward, Oklahoma. I don't know if you know where that is, but it's up by the Panhandle, kind of. It's like Dust Bowl Central. And we had been at a funeral, I think, and I heard Amarillo by Morning on the radio in this cafe we were in. And everyone's dressed nicely, but they'd been crying. You know, it was like that scene. We've all been there. And I remember thinking, wow, that's a cool song. And I don't necessarily understand the story completely, but I'm going to try to figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the things that, like, made me want to do that or figure out how to do that was because of the way it grabbed me, So I guess that's another one. It's just a linear tale, There's not a whole lot to it, but
there's enough there.
Yeah, and
everyone gets it.
There's enough of that like language and lingo that's pertinent to rodeo.
Yeah.
Or being on the road or whatever that kind of makes it a little bit niche, but not so niche that it's like, watching anime as a 50-year-old man or something. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
It's not such a niche thing that not everyone's going to like it. Obviously, millions of people love that song.
To me, there's enough in there because, or specifically that song, because I like it because it sort of starts and he's a loser. Like he's kind of telling you this sad tale. Like I'm on my way here. I got this, he's telling you this story. Like I got a broken heart and I got broken bones and I've lost all these things I thought were important and I'm on my way here. And then it has that key change, like totally, 2/3 through. And then from there, it's like a story about triumph or something. And he's like, and that's what I'm doing. I ain't rich, but Lord, I'm free.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, but 2/3 of it is a downer. And then it's kind of got a little like redemption there. And again, it's real short. There's just enough details for you to latch onto. And I know as a kid hearing it, you just name it. It's like, this guy's just naming off cities. This might as well be a Chuck Berry song.
Songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
Dancing in the
new.
Streets. Yeah. Yeah. We're just naming towns and
who knows what happened, man? Maybe he got gored and got killed at the next rodeo.
Probably so.
Maybe he's the world champion of all time. Yeah. I don't know. And that's where you leave it out. That's the ambiguity that makes it cool.
Right.
That dude can go, man, I was that guy, or I was almost that guy.
Yeah.
Or I was the woman who left that guy.
Yeah. That's
fucking
fucking
cool
loser.
I love that, man. Yeah.
So like, when did we meet? Or like, I know where we met, but I don't remember. Like,
did we meet at Rubber Gloves or Dan's or what?
Rubber Gloves.
Was it Gloves?
It was big ass beer night because I was the sound guy, and that was the open mic.
Oh, and I was playing.
And our friend Tierney signed you up.
Oh, what a sweetheart.
Yeah, and she goes, "Well, I want the last slot for Isaac," and I was like, "Who's Isaac?" And she was like, "He's the beer guy." And you drove the beer delivery truck, right?
I did. Yeah.
And so you showed up like out of some fucking Springsteen song, like still with your Miller shirt on with your fucking,
that's funny.
Your embroidered name tag on it.
Yeah.
And like played us, I think you had like 20 minutes. So I know you played probably like 4 or 5 songs. I remember being like, it's kind of that, I didn't have any context for this kind of music at that time.
Yeah.
I probably knew who John Prine was, and but I wasn't connecting those things. So I just remember being like, kind of had some of that like Heartland Rock or Red Dirt kind of thing. I remember being like really struck by your voice, you could tell me right now that you played these 5 songs that I might know now, or that they were all originals. I don't remember.
I'm sure they were all originals because I was adamantly opposed to learning cover songs back then.
Okay.
Because I thought that if I was just going to rely on what shit that other people wrote, that I wasn't going to write my own songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't deserve to be going out and playing unless I had my own songs.
Okay.
I was that like militant with my own stuff at that time.
So how old are you then? If this is maybe 2004?
Yeah, it would have been like 03 or 04.
Okay.
So I would have been like 23.
Okay. Are we the same age?
I'm 40. Actually, today's my birthday. I'm 43
Happy
today.
birthday.
It's
Today's
Travis's
my birthday.
Oh, really?
I'm 45 today.
Wow. Awesome.
Are you 40?
Birthday buddy.
Did you say 44?
I'm 43.
43. Okay.
Yeah.
This is incredible,
I
guys.
know, right?
What a deal. Let's go to the Windstars.
Yeah.
Right.
What a
Or
day.
at least the lodge. Come on. Grady's buying.
Yeah. I'll be like, it's their birthdays and I get a dance for just being their friends, right?
Can you see our old asses in that place? It would be so silly.
I mean, I could imagine it, but it'd be better.
A jacket for the girl to wear. You know?
Yeah. No, honey, you don't got to do that. Just sit here and let us tell you a
trying to save them.
Save
them all.
Let our friend sing you a sad song.
This one I wrote about hanging myself. Yeah. Well, I could take a guess on what songs that I probably had played. I'm sure that you might recognize a couple, but I don't know that I play any of those songs anymore. I was still trying to figure it out, you know. I didn't, but that's all I cared about, and that's all I needed to care about, which was kind of my Amarillo by Morning, you know. That moment was, I left a college degree, I left my hometown, I left everything, I left my girlfriend, and I moved down here with a Jeep, a guitar, and a bag of clothes, and I started driving a beer truck because all I wanted to do was learn more about becoming a Texas songwriter. You
specifically singled out Denton?
Well, I picked out Denton because I had family close and a job. My cousin Mindy lived in Crum, and she had a friend who was the HR person at the Miller distributor, and so she got me a job driving a truck. Well, I was a helper, and then I got a CDL and started driving a truck not long after. But, yeah, man. I mean, to think about it now, it's kind of like I would get stopped by. I remember being out driving around, like I'd drive to East Texas or drive down south and play somewhere, and I had probably no business doing it. But there were. I remember getting stopped more than once by men in their 50s, just looking at me like, "Fuck yeah, man." Do it. And I remember being like, what's up with that? Like, I'm just a dude, you know, playing. And then I was like, oh, okay. I'm doing all the shit that they couldn't do because they knocked up, you know, Mary Lynn and ended up having to stay in Gladewater or wherever. So,
right. Yeah, you writing this down? That's a guy from a song.
I should. But I don't know, man. I don't know how I got off on a tangent, but.
Well, so you came to Denton. In that, like, how many songs do you think you have when you are?
When I moved to Denton,
or any?
I didn't. I maybe had the beginnings of a few, but I didn't have any.
Okay.
At least I didn't have any that I would say were fully formed, like real songs. You know, no. So
you're like, I'm going to go to this place and become this person?
Yeah, because I was going to stay in Denton for 3 months and move to Austin and hang out at the freaking Chili Parlor Bar. Because
how's that going?
Clark talked about. I didn't. I never did it, and I'm glad I didn't.
Been a long 3 months?
Yeah.
Like fucking 20 years?
21 years now, yeah. Well, I met a girl, and we were going to go down there and live, and that fell through. And so we lived together here, and that fell through. There's a couple songs about that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, I don't know. After going down there enough times, I realized that I didn't really care about it. Like, it didn't matter to me. I could do what I wanted to do and be in a place that was cheaper and less populated, you know?
It seems like the next thing I remember then is you're working at Dan Silverleaf.
Yeah.
And so did you parlay driving the beer truck
totally
into that?
Yeah.
How did that work?
Because I was delivering beer to convenience stores, and I knew that if I wanted to meet all the club owners and like figure out, because I've had this way of like charming my way into all these situations that I probably didn't belong in to begin with, and I've done that for a very long time without even realizing that was my whole MO, and that's what I did here. I mean, I moved here and I started driving the beer truck, delivering to convenience stores. I knew that if I wanted to meet all the club owners and start playing in the live music scene, that I needed to get into the on-premise like bar scene. So I started driving the keg truck, and that I was like forced all of those people to at least have to talk to me. And
did you meet
and
Dan?
have it mean something more than just a customer, you know, some dude getting drunk at their bar. Was like you'd have like at least a meaningful conversation that was centered on that person and their dream.
Yeah.
You know, like a wise salesman once told me, if you want to sell somebody something, keep them talking about themselves.
Sure.
So that's how I started it.
So do you go from, how do you end up in a like hey Dan, you should hire me to play in your bar, to I could be a bartender.
I think that I knew that I had no business being on that stage yet. So I would just go there and hang out after work. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember exactly how it was, but I started working at the Loophole first. That was the first bar gig that I got.
Oh, okay.
I was tending bar. And at the time, I had convinced myself that the reason I was going to be a bartender rather than a beer truck driver was because of the flexible schedule.
Okay. I thought you were going to be like, I can meet people and write songs about them.
Well, that definitely became the thing.
Yeah.
It definitely became the thing. But I didn't have enough foresight to even think about it like that. I just wanted to chase girls and drink booze is what I wanted to do. And I did that, as you know, for 20 some years. Yeah. But I was like, well, I can't play gigs and have to get up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. and go drive the beer truck, every day. So that was my flexible schedule.
Yeah.
Which, that worked out. But what it really was an introduction to everybody that was on the scene.
So at Dan's, then probably a lot of your heroes and stuff come through, right?
Oh God, yes.
McMurtry.
I met so many of those people just through work stuff. That was Joe Ely, Dale Watson, James McMurtry, Kinky Friedman, Lloyd Maines. I mean, all those people that made and had something to do with that scene. Ray Wiley Hubbard. I mean, tons of those folks. Just because I was there, like the manager or the bartender or the guy that was opening the door so they could load in. Whatever it was. And I thought, man, this is pretty cool.
It was.
And it was cool.
Yeah.
And it's, it still is cool. It's obviously going to be a different thing at 43 years of age. Golly, it's the first time I've said
that. Welcome, Isaac. Welcome.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm 44.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But I don't know. I like it. I like being a little older and having some experience personally.
Totally. No, yes. There are some things about the state of my career as a nationally known songwriter that are somewhat discouraging because I'm like, man, I thought I'd be further along than this. And then I look at other people who are just as good or better than I am, that I know well or that I'm friends with, that can't say that they've got, 2 million streams on the Spotify thing and all the crap that may or may not mean anything for us. So I'm doing okay, Yeah. It's like I gotta remember that I'm doing all right. It's pretty hard on myself for a lot of years because I wasn't everyone's cup of tea because I thought I had to be everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah. Well,
are we getting up against it?
No. I just got a message from Ryan. Is all.
Hey, RTB1.
Yeah. So, but it's cool that you have aspirations beyond where you're at, but I think you're in a great spot because you see, from what I know of you, you're at the top of your game from, where I met you and where you are now. And then you're working your ass off all the time. And I think that's all you can do. There's no, like I hinted at earlier, there's no place you arrive. I don't think you're going to get somewhere and go, well, I can kind of calm down now. Or
yeah.
You'll get to that next point and then go, oh, you'll be looking at the horizon and going, I need to be up there. I think you're in a great spot.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. And like you were talking about earlier, that for me, that was literally monetarily, I need to chill sometimes with the wallpaper gigs or with things that are just to pay the bills. But yeah, of course, I'm always writing. I'm always trying to get better and move along. Sorry, am I moving too much?
You're all right.
It's okay. I'm riding the levels over here when you lean back. Yeah, no worries. But if you could stay a little close to the mic, that would be nice.
Yeah, I'm always trying to get better. I'm always trying to write. I'm always trying to be I'm always trying to think and listen like a songwriter, I guess. And that I think that's a skill that may be a little bit underappreciated or undervalued by the average guy, Like people don't understand that whenever you're whenever you're a songwriter, you're doing a lot more listening than probably most people are.
Sure.
If you're any good at it.
Right.
So, because, understanding how other people tick is the best way to make them feel seen.
Yeah.
And making them feel seen being writing their story as close to true as you can, It's pretty important.
You kind of look at yourself like that and try to think about like what makes you tick and what.
How deep are we going to get here?
I'll go as far as you want, man.
I think that's a big part of what I've been running from for so long,
Yeah.
It was easy for me to look at other people and dissect their strengths and weaknesses and try to figure out how that worked like it was some kind of puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was forced to sit with my own thoughts and do that with myself, it was just fucking scary, man.
Yeah.
And looky here, I got this thing that makes me to where I don't have to do that. And I can drink myself to sleep every night,
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was this last, 7-8 months now has been a whole lot of figuring out how to do that.
You know how many days? You keeping track?
I am sort of. It's in the 230s, I think. I have an app here that I can look at. I'm a cheater. I'm like a Gen Z sober guy.
I have the app tube.
Do you really?
So we're all sober.
Oh,
this is
wow.
this is like a sober round
Is this
table,
the
basically.
the hidden deal in this?
No. I mean, not. Well, I mean, yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to. We were like when we were discussing this. I was kind of like, I want band therapy. Is like a title I was thinking of or something. But yeah, I wanted to get you in here, kind of to talk about this, about like sobriety and I know Bender. So Bender's your record from this year, 2024, right?
Well, it came out in 2022, but it was November of 2022.
Okay.
Because I wanted to have the album available whenever 19 million people saw me on TV on Yellowstone.
Okay.
And I thought certainly half of them were going to go buy the record on iTunes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Half? No problem. To just go buy the music?
Yeah, they were just going to go straight to the record store online and get it. No, that didn't happen. But I made all of that available because,
That was already like 2 years ago then?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
November of 22.
You could have told me that was 9 months ago and I would have believed you.
Well, I mean, there was a big long, the hiatus, the whole thing with Kevin Costner and Taylor Sheridan, and I don't even know what happened. So there was like a huge break in the season, and then they just had the finale of the whole series, I think, last night. I haven't seen it in a while, but they're constantly running these. I mean, any holiday that happens, especially in this part of the world, there is a Yellowstone marathon that happens. Mm-hmm. So for you to think that it happened the other day probably isn't all that crazy because it's still not as bad, but like, everywhere you look, there's Beth and Rip and the whole crew, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Do you want to, I know you probably told this story a bunch and I've heard it, but do you want to like talk about how you got involved with that?
Sure. Here I am. How far do I go back? Because I truthfully believe that most all of my meaningful musical connections, I've been forced to go back and see where they began, and I think a lot of them begin with Brent Best.
Okay.
Of Slowerbone.
Yeah. Of Dan Silverleaf.
Yeah. He helped me make a record, 2 records, and a whole bunch of stuff. But Brent has a really great friend and a fan in Little Rock, Arkansas named Travis Hill. And he has another venue that's kind of like Rubber Gloves and Dan's mixed together.
I know Travis.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he asked me to play this thing, Holiday Hangout. Well, it became a deal where like I was the one country guy doing folky country songs, and all these cowpunk dudes were like loving it. And hanging at Rubber Gloves, I always got along better with the punk rockers than I ever did in a country bar setting. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that boiled down to Brian Beckman at Magnolia Motor Lounge in Fort Worth. He would not always, but a lot. He would put me on the bill opening for Bloodshot Records artists because they were all like cowpunk, kind of like Wayne Hancock or Scott H. Byram or people like that. And
Great stuff.
Jason Hawk Harris was playing a show like on a Thursday, and he wanted somebody to open. So I was like, sure, I'll come. I mean, it was like 3 days' notice. I came down there, and Jason and his band were awesome. They were great folks, and we had a great time. And I was stoked to be playing with Bloodshot artists. I mean, at the time, I think they were starting to kind of go through that whole implosion that happened with Bloodshot. I don't know how many people know anything about that, but I've been a huge fan of that record label for a long time. But I was up on stage playing like my third song, and I look over at the door, and there's this great big tall dude that ran the door, D, I think. Is that his name?
Yeah.
And he's taking money from two people that are way, way more better, like way too good looking to be there at that time. And I've never told Taylor this, but at first glance, out of the corner of my eye, I thought they were Chip and Joanna Gaines from the whole, like, what, Magnolia thing?
Yeah.
I thought surely it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of my show, I played really well. I had a really good night. And D. Anson Brody was running sound, and he was like diming out my vocals, and it sounded really good. And after the show, this woman comes up to me, and she's like, there's somebody here that wants to meet you. Cut to, I'm like, yeah, right, okay, they're going to change my life, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it became obviously, I mean,
but that was Taylor Sheridan.
It was Taylor Sheridan, and he wanted to hang out and drink whiskey and shoot the shit, so we did. And I went outside because I still smoked at the time. I went outside to smoke, and I like totally Googled the whole thing because I was like, am I getting took here? And I came back in, and he said that. You just Googled me, didn't you? I was like, yeah? He goes, I don't blame you. You know, because he had quite a pitch.
Is Hell or High Water out at this time?
All that. Well, the reason that they were in Fort Worth that night was because, you know, I have a feeling he had not long before gotten paid.
Yeah.
Like really paid by Yellowstone first season.
Okay.
I mean, this is 2019. Mm-hmm. And so they were in Fort Worth looking for a ranch because he was going to pick his family up and get the hell out of California and come back to Texas because, you know, any proud Texan would do so, right? Mm-hmm. So they were there with a realtor, and they went to the wrong bar. They were supposed to meet these people at some other place. And Taylor and Nicole walk in, and Taylor refuses to leave. He's like, I don't give a shit if we're at the wrong bar or not. We're not going anywhere. I'm going to watch this guy play. He's amazing. So they stayed, and all these other people showed up to meet Taylor, and he yeah, it was wild.
And y'all kind of struck up a friendship there.
Yeah, somewhat. You know, we were friendly. We definitely were friendly acquaintances, and I still kind of blew it off. Like the next day, I was like, surely that was bullshit. You know, whatever. He was drunk or something. And he texted me the next day. I was playing a gig at Dan's, I think, and I was like, well, I'll be damned, you know. So not long after that, they hired me to play some charity event in this like massive mansion in West Fort Worth, like Montserrat neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And I'm playing in the corner, and all these actors start walking in, and Jay Novacek walks in, and who knows, you know, any kind of Fort Worth luminaries. And then Trevor Brazil walks in, which I don't know who knows who that is, but he's like a 25-time world champion all-around cowboy rodeo guy. Okay. And I was starstruck, like, finally. And so I got my picture taken with him. Anyway, that began, you know, several years of me playing those types of events. And I was just a fly on the wall. I mean, just a guy singing Merle Haggard songs in the corner.
And then within 3 years, you get a spot on the show.
Yeah.
Gonna put out this record. So, and I remember the whole, it seemed like everything I read about that, like leading up to your episode and stuff, was that you had sobered up and that you were like, this is a big opportunity for me, and I'm like kind of cleaning up my act for this moment.
Yeah, I thought I was.
Yeah.
I did.
So
I thought I had a reason to be good, you know, and to like give a shit again. So yeah, it was all very, I meant well. I totally thought I was doing the right thing. And I was. Mm-hmm. It sounds pretty dramatic. I was I had gone out to Las Vegas, and I was playing this big thing that Taylor had hired me to come play.
I remember when you did that.
I was just hammered drunk and partying with all these people that I should have been over the moon excited about it, and I just didn't care if I died or not. Mm-hmm. And it scared me.
Yeah.
And I had all these opportunities that were right there to take if I just clean, you know,
didn't
acted like I gave a shit, you know? So I did.
So, like all that, your episode, you make this record, your episode happens, you know, like, do you decide, like, what, I know you kind of backslid then, what?
Oh, totally.
Was there like a reason or did it just not do what you wanted?
No, for sure.
Okay.
No, it just didn't. Yeah. You know, I made the record, pitched it to a lot of people. There was some interest. There were people that I think were interested, but I think that maybe that interest now, looking back on that, I think maybe that interest was a little bit more attached to Yellowstone than it was me. And I was waiting for an agent. All I wanted was a fucking booking agent to be interested in putting me on the road. Because that's all I wanted to do was play. I didn't give a shit about being the next big, humongous thing. I want to pay my bills by playing shows. And playing, like, ticketed shows where people go, let's go see Isaac Hoskins tonight play Isaac Hoskins' songs. That's my dream, and it still is, you know? So that when that didn't happen that way, it wrecked me. It totally wrecked me. Because I thought I was on my way. I mean, to sit and listen to Taylor and all these other people talk about. I mean, I've got songs that are, you know, starting to write about it because it was just like, it was kind of criminal. If I had been 22 years old, I would have died. I would have drank myself to death or who knows what.
Yeah.
Because it just didn't happen. Well, like, what's the...
Can we please silence all cell phones?
Yeah.
That one can't be silenced. It's time to go pick up my kids, y'all. Let's go.
Yeah, let's pick it up.
Let's round up all the sober fellas and go pick up the children.
I was just thinking about, like, what's more of a kick in the nuts, man? Like, you got the all-time... I am the Bill Buckner of fucking country music, man. Seriously. You got a curveball that they hung, and you whiffed, bro. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
You know? So...
You still feel that way?
Yeah, some.
How come?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a lot for me to learn from it. And I feel like that once again, I'm in a better position than a lot of people. I feel like it's all going to be wrapped up in the way that I react. You know, like the only thing that I can control is my attitude, sort of deal. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just couldn't get far enough away from feeling like I was the most disappointing, inadequate version of me. Mm-hmm. You know, and it was hard.
Yeah,
I think I feel like that some still, but I have to. I have to look at it in a situation where I need to figure out like how I can fix that. Mm-hmm. Which I think as an athlete, a high school athlete, like that was the only way that I learned how to deal with any sort of adversity was to like just try to pick up the pieces and like figure out how to move forward in a better way. So I think that's probably lends itself to me being hard on myself, but I don't know.
Do you think that's something you need to fix, or is it change, or is you need to change your thinking?
Probably some of that. Oh, this is running the risk of like becoming a therapy session rather than a podcast.
I'm cool with that.
Want to hear. I just feel like, yes, my perception of that has to become more constructive, I guess, is the best way for me to phrase it.
Mm-hmm.
I had a manager call me who I think had heard the record. And we share some mutual acquaintances. I'm friends with some people that he works for. He's a manager of. And he's a Chicago guy, and he's a nice enough dude, and he knows the business really well. But he's like wanting me to dress up like Nikki Sixx or some kind of shit, And I'm just going, every single facet of what I do as an artist is based on genuine, something that's genuine.
Yeah.
Truth.
It's you.
Like that. Without that, I don't have a single song. Well, if I'm supposed to go and buy all new clothes and pretend that I'm something that I'm not or somebody that I'm not, then that just... So we just stopped talking. And it wasn't like a bad thing, but I'm going... I think that was what illustrated to me that there's nothing wrong with me. But I'm not the thing that they need to push their machine, And I have to be all right with that.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am. And there for a minute, I think that I was thinking about giving it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Like playing ball maybe a little bit more than I was comfortable with,
Yeah.
Chris Gaines in that thing?
Not quite, but yeah.
Yeah.
So close. Keeping the name.
I mean, I'm country. I grew up in Kansas, but I'm not like I can't pull off like a Cody Johnson thing and be that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also can't, I'm not Joe Strummer either, Like I have to be okay with the reason that I love this shit is because I love Guy Clark and Steve Earle and Townes Van Zandt. And that's not only the reason I love that stuff is not only because of the art, but it's because of the kind of person I am. Mm-hmm. I think.
Yeah.
So
well, and they're them.
Yeah.
Right. You see in them an uncompromising artist.
Oh, totally.
Right. So you see them and you go, that's who I want to be. Right. Mm-hmm. And so it would be a complete.
I've never even thought about it like that, but that's probably a huge part of why I love those guys is because they are unwavering and they took that shit to their graves. Two of them at least.
Yeah. It would be, and Steve's going to as well. Steve's going to fucking write it out.
Totally.
Exactly the way he has this whole time. Mm-hmm. Someone 40 years ago was like, man, if you would dress this way, act this way, write this way, and Steve could have done it.
Yeah.
But the whole time he went, I ain't doing that. That doesn't interest me.
And he would, if he had, he would have been another insert dude that nobody knows.
Right.
He would be Andy Griggs or whatever.
Yeah.
Who was probably much more talented than the fruits of his career would say, than his stat sheet. So anyway, I don't know. I feel like part of me feels like I'm on the verge of some of the best things I've ever done, some of my best work. We'll see. Like, I don't know how else to...
You always are. Like, I feel like you've...
Yeah, but 6 months ago, I was going to quit.
Well...
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. But you quit drinking instead?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you made the right choice, man. I mean, you still hinted at, like, there's still something there that you're like afraid of or something you don't... I don't know. We almost got there and then we didn't get into it. But like, what's?
Well, say it. I mean,
I don't know what it is. I'm curious though. Like, what you've been? So we'll just back up. Like, your dreams don't happen the way you think they're going to. Mm-hmm. That kind of sends you back into a little like self-destructive, you
Totally.
know, like, and
Yeah.
so then at some
It wasn't
point
only
you
the most
decide,
self-destructive because I had done more destructive things, but those actions were more out of stupidity and being a kid.
and this was more
This was deliberate.
consciously.
Yeah.
I know.
And it scared me more.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm older, and I, know what these things look like.
Right.
But
Yeah. How do you go from were you a year sober?
I was about 20 minutes from a year.
How do you go from that?
I was in Las Vegas about to watch Corb Lund do a show at a casino, and somebody offered me a whiskey, and I was like, you know what? I did a whole year. I got no problem.
Huh.
And it was a slow roll for about a week. And
Just
then it
back
was
to
a
where you were?
disaster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I keep interrupting you. I think that you're trying to get at something, and I'm diverting you.
Well, I don't know where I'm trying to go. I was, taking you with me, I think, or asking you to take me with you. But
Well, take the reins again.
well, like, so how long does that go on before? We had a talk. I remember where I was talking to you in my car, driving from a gig to go meet someone at a bar in Fort Worth to talk about playing her engagement party, and you were like, I don't know. I don't remember if you called and said I need help or what.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, I think that somewhere in there was that meeting that you and I had attended for the music friendly task force in Denton. And I didn't feel bad about my feelings. I felt bad about my presentation.
Okay.
Because I wanted to say all the things that I said, but I just made myself look like an asshole. And I didn't want all those people to think that about me because they didn't know me.
You drunk?
No, I wasn't drunk, but I was fucking hungover because I had been in a studio the night before. And this is another thing. Like, somebody's calling me to put down vocal tracks on a song of somebody I've never heard of or never heard from before. And all I can do is feel sorry for myself. Mm-hmm. It's stupid. Like, here's the dream right here, bro.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see it. And I did all the tracks, and I sent in a whole bunch of harmony parts, and they were blown away, and it was... I just got tanked. Mm-hmm. And I went home, and we had that meeting the next day, so I went. I had a shitty attitude, and was pissed off at the whole idea to begin with. And then after that, there was some other event. I can't remember what happened, but I called you and was like, dude, I don't know what it was you did, but I've got to figure this out. Because I don't like feeling this way. So.
And then I got you in touch with our mutual friend.
Yeah.
And you've been chatting with her?
I have. I haven't seen her in a while. A few weeks. But it's definitely not as frequent as it was. But it was much. I mean, it was all I needed at the time.
Really?
And then I got involved with some other folks. Another friend of ours who invited me to a group, and I started going to that. And I was adamantly opposed to doing anything.
Was
like
it AA?
That. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was super opposed to that because I felt like, and still sort of feel like, I have like a convoluted idea of religion and of spirituality. Mm-hmm. Now, I get in there and I hear all these old bastards talk, and I'm just like, I'm not special. Like, I'm not the only one who felt that way, you know? Yeah. And so then that was a soft, like, entrance into being okay with being affiliated with something like that, you know, because it wasn't the cult that I thought it was.
Right.
You know, and if it is, then fine, I'm in it. Right. Because it's damn sure better than the cult I was in before that was, you know, spending $10,000 a year and I don't know how many hours on booze.
Mm-hmm. And you're just slowly drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
It's like, can we just get the one that kills us all? What if we just had, if that glass was sitting there, do you drink that one?
I just can't. it's so hard for me not to be that judgmental sober guy now, because I'm just want to go, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
But I also understand that not everybody has the same reaction that I do,
Well, I have that thing, and you reached out to me. Another friend of ours did. I've had a lot of this. I used to think when I was going to quit, I play music for a living to them in a bar 3 or 4 nights a week. Mm-hmm. And I used to think that people were going to like laugh at me or like alpha dog me into drinking with them, like shame me into,
Yeah.
And then now I tell people I don't drink. The biggest, baddest looking dude in the place is always like, "Oh my God, really? How'd you quit? I want to quit." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
And I don't feel comfortable being sober guy. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you reached out to me means a lot because we're friends obviously if you needed help with anything, I would help you.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily a position I feel comfortable with and not something I'm trying to put out there. But I've had certain people, other friends of ours, reach out to me or,
I think that's probably part of why we have and do, because you're not standing up in front of God and everybody preaching or saying, "Look at me, I'm sober guy." Mm-hmm. You have a quiet confidence and you just do. You don't talk about it. You're about it.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
And that's why I've been attracted to you as a musician and as a friend for as long as I've known you. Because you're not a dickhead about anything. You just do what you do and you do it well. Mm-hmm. And then you go and hang out with everybody and have a good time, or at least we used to. Now we're just boring sober guys. But there's not a whole lot of you're not a blowhard, mm-hmm. and I think that I have the tendency to be a little bit of a blowhard. So like the book says, it's just, you see what you want and you'll do whatever you can to get it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'd like to probably be thought of in in the future moving forward as a little bit less in your face,
Yeah, but you're not. I don't know. To the same token, I think you can be like hardcore about things that you care about, which are, people talking during shows. Please silence your phone. I'm just messing around.
Freaking laptop.
Like you are hardcore about the things that you care about, but I don't see you. I don't know. You're not self-congratulatory, and those are the things that are. You put out what you need to say, "Hey, I'm working. Come support if you want."
Yeah.
But I don't see you being that person either. But I mean, I know you well enough to know you got opinions, and someone wants to hear them, you tell them, or if they need to hear them, they don't even have to ask for them.
I think I've thought about that before. I think I may be kind of a master of a little bit of a bait and switch because people think that I'm gonna give them the answer that they want to hear, and that's rarely the case. And I can see it in their eyes, like, "Oh shit, what have I gotten myself into?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, that's. I don't know, man. I'll never forget the conversation and the candid nature with which you addressed my question, and I just appreciate that. I only have a couple friends like that. Mm-hmm. That will just say, here's the answer, and that's it. Like there's no any way around this. Like you've done all those things.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can be any more ambiguous, but it's a big moment for me.
Cool.
Because the first time I did it, it turned into this kind of. It just wasn't right, and I needed help to understand exactly how to go about doing all the things that I need to do to put myself in the position to succeed as a sober person. Mm-hmm. because learning how to navigate that, like, to deal with all the situations that we're going to consistently deal with on a daily basis, and actually confront that, and eat the frog, like they say, like, just get it over with.
Yeah.
Like,
I do.
I have to, like, I think that I got really good at figuring out how to fix other people's problems, or read them, or like figure out a way to do that, to be social or to be liked by other people, and never address my own situations.
Yeah. So, and like, do you think this, like, self-reflection or whatever we're talking about, or the things that you do have to confront in sobriety, do you think that is helpful in your career? Do you think it helps you as a songwriter? Like, we talked about looking to other people, and then, like, now are you looking at yourself with a little bit more of a critical eye?
Well, I've never had a problem being critical. I think being practical, or being, I don't know, I've always been pretty critical of myself as an artist, or as a writer, or as a performer, but
too much in my opinion. I know, like, in that time that you were in Dan's, it sort of felt like you felt like, I have this job, I have this security, and it's like it's this anchor, like, that's going to pull me under, sort of thing, because this is not what I came here to do. And I remember thinking, like, well, yeah, you just need to get out and do it. And that's what you're doing, And I know you can't, it's the same thing as any other advice anyone tells you. You have to kind of arrive at that on your own. But when other artists or someone starts asking me about this, I'm like, I think until you decide that's what you're going to do, you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
And the problem is, when you get out there, it's fucking work, and it sucks sometimes. And some part of it will zap some of the joy from it. If every gig, every time you play, is magical and meaningful, you're not doing it enough, because there has to be some sort of, you're working. It just doesn't happen. I don't know anyone who feels that way at any level. Right?
Right.
Like,
oh yeah.
We have friends who are very successful, and I'm like, is it just magical every night?
Oh shit, I gotta go play to another sold out arena.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, dude. And that's kind of where I'm like, here I complain about having 2 million spins on Spotify. Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
But you gotta,
there's gotta be that perspective. And go ahead.
But you had an interesting one when everyone was doing their Spotify Wrapped thing, and you had a funny one, because it was like, we all know how I got here, or some. You had some. To me, it was like you were minimizing it, and I badly wanted to be like, Isaac, take the fucking win.
Yeah.
Because I'm proud of you, and, like, I think you've accomplished a lot, and I think everybody takes those opportunities and does what they can with them, and everyone uses that as their little leg up, and everyone has those little opportunities. You got a big one, and it pushed you up somewhere. But again, you're not going to arrive anywhere. You're going to keep working. You're going to keep writing songs, and, like, just being you.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. And I think that's enough.
It's silly of me. And like I said, if I was 22, sorry.
Push that, pull it back with you.
Yeah. There you go.
If I had been super young and that had happened, like, it would have been a total disaster. I think about, like, the success that other people got from having that spot, from being in that position. And, it's not like Ryan Bingham was, like, the janitor down the street before that, So for me to expect to be suddenly on that level and like, one award away from an EGOT is silly.
Yeah.
But I listened to the shit. I did. You're going to be driving a Mercedes-Benz next week and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And
you're like, nah, still in my van.
And foolishly, I believed it. And here I am in this wonderful neighborhood with the everyone thinks that I'm the telephone repair guy. And it's 1985 and we all still have wired telephones.
We do need you to look at that before you
Or
go.
that I'm going to steal their children away and run off and No, I got it. That's another song I'm working on. White Van Blues.
Did you go hunting this morning?
Not today.
No?
I went yesterday and
Did you kill any doves?
there's just not any birds around, man. It's just not cold enough.
All right.
Is this your segue into like let's not be so heavy anymore?
Well,
Sorry.
No,
This
you're
has been
good.
great.
yeah, man. We got to cut it off at some point, and but I'm glad you came and sat and chatted with me. And that was kind of the point. I wanted to sit with you and talk with you about this stuff, and why not do it on microphone for everyone else to hear it?
Yeah.
All our many fans.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, well.
Watch out.
Can I borrow
You're
some
going to be
of
driving
your...
a Mercedes-Benz next week.
Isaac Hoskins told me so. If I can borrow some of your 2 million fans. If only half of your 2 million fans listen to this, we're going to be going places, buddy.
I've wondered, actually caught myself wondering, like, what consists of spin? You know, like that's how self-defeating I am. Well, maybe they just accidentally kicked it on and then turned it right back off.
Yeah, it started to autoplay after Shabuzi.
Yes,
like fuck this.
Yeah, out.
Well, what's next, man? What are you gonna do?
Man, I'm just gonna write. I'm gonna keep writing and play, you know?
Yeah.
That's all I know how to do. It's the one thing that, like you said, it's work no matter what. So there's no arguing that I have some aptitude to this thing, and whatever else I have, I built. I made it, you know? Like I created the ability for me to do this because I worked my ass off. Why would I stop? So that's what I'm going to do. And until I have something that's, and probably even afterward, that's undeniably good to people that matter. I guess everyone matters, you know. That's the thing. I used to really want to be liked by all of my heroes. And then I got to a point in my career where people were giving me things to listen to. And I'm going, my heroes don't want to hear my record.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, they feel the same way you do.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
yeah,
what matters is the plumber, the guy driving the white van that's across the street fixing the neighbor's garbage disposal.
Yeah.
That's the guy that needs to like what I do.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because that's the song. Those are the people I'm writing songs about.
Right.
You know?
It felt like, just like before we wrap up, like, how do you feel, like, what kept you in Denton, and how did you feel about, like, being here and sort of trying to navigate your way into that? You had a band. That seems like...
yeah, that my first band, it was the Healers, that rock band I had. And I was trying to do, I wanted to be in Wilco.
Mm-hmm.
And that band was not going to be that ever. I mean, it was 3 dudes who were used to playing grunge.
Mm-hmm.
And me.
Yeah.
So... Pace Magazine said that we were, what was it? Guy Clark on a Bob Mould kick, which I thought was cool.
It's fucking badass.
And then,
I would listen to that.
That band went away pretty quickly.
Yeah. And then you just decide, I'm calling it Me. I
was pissed. I was like, you know what? All that was 5 years that I don't have anything to show for, which is silly because I do.
You do.
There's a lot of not so great songs out there that nobody knows I wrote, and that's a good thing.
Little blessing. I like that record.
I listened to it not too long ago, and it's not terrible. There's some songs that I know that I was pretty strung out when I was writing, and it's obvious to me, but I know what I was doing.
Yeah,
yeah. I was
takes you back to that place,
taking pills and being it's a wonder I woke up a lot of times. So, yeah, I'm not super proud of most of that, but some of it's all right.
It's nice being able to go back to those things and be like, oh, I don't hate this anymore.
Yeah.
You listen to it for what it is, because there's some time between creating something, being in love with it, and falling out of love with it. I'm most familiar with that, and it's nice to be able to come back to those things and go, okay, there was something there.
Yeah, I just bought a guitar that is tailor-made for playing slide guitar on, and I'm gonna start playing Hitchhiking in shows again.
Oh, awesome!
And that song's 20 years old, but I used to hate it.
It's a great one.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. We all set?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
If you know me, dude, I'll just keep going if you don't put the brakes on right now.
Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it.
I'll see you down the road, my friend.